Hello, YouTube. I want to say good morning, but it's not really morning anymore. It's 1:32 p.m. Friday, December 17th. Yeah, good afternoon. By the way, I was wanting to that view we were seeing where I started the camera. I wanted to get a shot of that just to share something that I have that a lot of people in Phoenix wish they had. And people in denser cities pay big money for that I'm completely not using at all. That's my reserve covered parking spot. Yeah, it really sucks. I wish I had a vehicle sitting in it so I could be driving off it now as opposed to walking down this goddamn alley again. Oh, but I digress. So, as you all probably guessed based on the time, and I'm not even sure if I mentioned this in my vlogs or not, but I had a job interview. Oh yeah, I definitely mentioned my last two vlogs. I had a job interview scheduled for this morning, and as long as even though I made better time coming home on the bus from Bullocks than I ever have in the past, yeah, all the buses on time. Actually, the first bus early, but I didn't miss it because I was expecting it would be early. I still, by the time I got home and fell asleep, and I feel like I got to sleep pretty quick, to be honest. I was pretty tired. I was tired through most of my show because I didn't sleep well the night before. Um, but yeah, the entire, excuse me, yeah, the entire, anyway, yeah, by the time I got to sleep, like, it just was kind of a foregone conclusion that I wasn't going to, I didn't bother to set an alarm. I didn't figure I was going to wake up in time to make it to that appointment, or that interview. It was set for 10:30 a.m., which doesn't seem like it's early, but then factor in the fact that to get there between the walking and the busing, I was looking at probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get there. And the other thing is, it definitely said in the text message to bring identification, which, if I'm going by what it didn't define what identification was, but if I'm going to go by the last hiring event that I went to, which also didn't say anything about bringing identification, but the last one that I went to, way out at like 75th Avenue and on Wednesday, 75th Avenue and 73rd Avenue and Indian School. If it's anything like that one, they're wanting not only my driver's license, but also just basically the stuff to fill out an I-9 tax form. That and either my birth certificate or my social security card. And I don't know offhand where those are. Like, I'm pretty sure I have them. And I think I know where they have them stored in my bedroom. But it's a spot that's not particularly accessible. So it would take me moving a lot of stuff to get to it to find out whether or not my, well, there's no homeless people under this tree. Apparently those park rangers really did their job early this morning. Yeah, it could be an ordeal to even get into that drawer to see if that's where indeed it is. And to be honest, if I don't find those documents there, then I'm probably going to be on the whole routine of trying to replace them, which, based on my last couple journeys to the Social Security office, could be a bit of an ordeal, because the office where you used to be, you just went in and you showed them some other ID and they issued you your Social Security card. That office also, so there are no Social Security offices that you can just walk into and handle your business right now because of COVID. It's ridiculous. Of course, anybody who works in one of those offices that also goes to a grocery store is a complete fucking hypocrite, because obviously you can handle being in proximity to people. You're just making up bullshit to not get shit done and inconvenience other people. Anyway, I see some squatters over there under the tree, and those guys don't exactly look like they have any place else to be whatsoever, judging from the backpack and the attire. But hey, at least they're dressed for warm, the cooler temperatures we're getting here. Now, this time of year, there's always an influx of additional homeless people in the Phoenix area, because even as chilly as it is here, and it has been kind of chilly here the last couple of days. Like last night, as I mentioned, or early this morning, it was about 5:15, 5:20 in the morning when I was walking this walk here, but in the opposite direction, from the bus stop to my apartment. It was 39 degrees out, which is chilly, but it is technically not freezing. In case you're watching me in some place that uses metric in the imperial Fahrenheit system that the United States uses, and let's see who else uses it. Well, the United States uses. Your 0 degrees Celsius are 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So anything above 32 degrees is technically not freezing, but 39 degrees is still freaking cold. But when you consider that most of the rest of the United States, I mean, not Southern California, obviously, but most of the rest of the United States is freezing right now, that makes this city a pretty desirable place for homeless people, where they can at least bundle up with some blankets and literally not be freezing. Yeah, we got the traffic jam going on here. I want to say it's all for Costco gas, but guaranteed that Tesla is not trying to get into Costco for gas. So anyway, I really wish they closed that entrance on Oak. I mean, Oak is a residential street, and it shouldn't have this traffic jam on it at all times. Those people should be going up to the next light on 44th Street, the next light north of Oak, which is a light specifically for entrance to that shopping center. But of course, those people don't. Whatever. I guess it doesn't inconvenience me nearly as much walking, but it does get just frustrating seeing all that, and especially when I'm walking on the other side of the road, where the sidewalk is often blocked by people who don't even consider that people need to walk on the sidewalk. Well, at least there's other people walking here. Actually, I think they were headed to the airport, but they're walking in the other direction from the airport. But 44 in the other direction, which I think I'm actually going to go to. The 44 in the other direction, that takes you to the airport. I don't know, I'm still torn as to which way I want to go. And I guess this is the point where I should take a walk to the rock. The rock. There's a rock. And pop a squat and try to figure out which bus is going to be here sooner. It's really hard to see the screen on the NUU phone. I mean, I think the brightness is turned all the way up. Yeah, almost all the way up. I need to manually set that. It's set on auto, and most of the time I just need a rider. Okay, let's see which bus is going to be here first, northbound or southbound. So it's 1:40 p.m. There's going to be supposedly hopefully a northbound one at 1:53, so 12 minutes. Or 1:48 southbound. That one's running late. Should have been there at 1:47. There you go. Yeah, it looks like southbound is going to be a little quicker today. So headed southbound. Which means I cross that street for no flipping reason. But generally speaking, I prefer the route of doing the 44 north to the 50 west to the 60 west to get to Bullocks, especially since I need to stop by the bank and make a deposit. But like that, I have been stung by that one quite a few times, with the 44 running late causing me to miss the transfer at 50. Now that stretch of the 50 I take, that's actually pretty well served. Between a lot of the 50s don't go. Oh, look, nice! Somebody on an electric scooter. Nice. A lot of the 50s don't go east of 44th Street, but it's full. All of them go west of 44th Street. So usually, it's not too terribly long of a wait there. But what it really affects, the 44 being late, is my timing on getting another Route 60 headed further east. Those are only every 30 minutes, and not only are they scheduled for every 30 minutes, but they don't accomplish that every 30 minutes very well. That is a really busy bus route, and a lot of times those buses are just so packed, and then add in somebody trying to get on in a wheelchair or two, and it just ends up getting massively behind schedule. I noticed another thing that seems to contribute to that bus not being on schedule is the way they have it routed going in and out of the Montebello Transit Center, and I'm talking specifically about the westbound bus. It has to wait for a green left arrow, which means it's often stuck at a red left arrow at turning left on the 19th Avenue going south, and then an extra long red left arrow to turn left into Montebello to get into the transit center from 19th Avenue where the light rail station is. And then coming back out, I mean, obviously the right turn doesn't take too long there to get back on the 19th Avenue North. It goes through a roundabout there by the transit center. But then again, it's stuck at a red left arrow trying to cross rail again at 19th and Bethany to continue westbound. And which makes me realize that the people that plan these routes clearly are not taking into any account whatsoever, like traffic control devices. Like nothing is optimized for the bus, especially when you consider how they're optimized for the rail, but nothing is optimized for the buses. And it doesn't seem like there's any conscientious effort made to route the buses around those sorts of intersections and turn signals that create exceptional delays. Like someday I should time it, how long it takes for the bus to get from 17th Avenue in Bethany to 21st Avenue in Bethany, because of that whole delay through the Montebello Transit Center. Now, I'm actually really glad that bus goes to the Montebello Transit Center. I mean, hello, that's where you transfer from the light rail, and it would suck if everybody had to walk from the Montebello light rail station up to Bethany to get on a Route 60. I think the first time I did that, that's actually what I did, and that was a bit of a walk. And of course, when I realized that, I could have just walked across the street to the transit center, yeah, that would have been better. Yeah, it's definitely a good thing, but I question the routing that makes it wait through two left turn signals crossing light rail tracks. How is that a good idea? And then the left, which again you're combating a light rail track. The left from westbound Bethany onto southbound 19th, not so bright. I think what would be substantially more functional would be if the bus made a left turn at 15th Avenue. Made a left turn at 15th Avenue. That's a real easy, quick left to make. And then went down to Montebello and made a right on Montebello. Although the more I'm thinking about that in my head, I'm not sure. Yeah, that would get it to the roundabout, but it wouldn't get it in the transit center. I don't know. Seems like there's something that would work in that nature. Something that would make it so it's making some more right turns than left turns, and not trying to make signaled left turns that take a notoriously long time. And also, I feel like bus service along Montebello would be useful to more people that ride buses than bus service down that particular half mile of Bethany. I don't know. I have to think about it harder, because the more I think about it, the way the bus stops are there, in the roundabout is, that would have the bus on the wrong side of the road. But then again, who's to say it needs to stop at that transit center? Honestly, the walk from the train to the transit center is a pain in the ass. I mean, it could just simply do like the Route 19 does. The Route 19 doesn't actually pull into the transit center. The Route 19 stops just north of Montebello on the right side of the road at right in front of the Chase Bank, which is actually closer to where the rail is, as opposed to the stops in the transit center. It would seem to me that it would be just as easy for the bus if it, went down 15th Avenue to Montebello, turn right on Montebello. Oh, and another thing that would be a perk, I mean, buses are supposed to be about serving, providing transportation to city services. At the corner of 15th Avenue and Montebello is a Phoenix Public Library branch. So that would be a good thing, actually having the bus stop right there at 15th and Montebello, across the street from the library. So a person didn't have to walk a quarter mile down 15th Avenue to get to the library if they were on the 60. So just food for thought there. But yeah, they could have that route, just simply go down Montebello, have the stop there by the library right at 15th, have another stop at 17th, which would service the entrance of the go fools, the entrance that would service the entrance to the Christown Mall, that's next to the Harkins Theaters, and also at 17th, going south on 17th from Montebello is a lot of apartments, and it's lower income residents that live there. A lot of people in those apartments use the bus, so that would be a really helpful place for a bus stop. And then continue on, probably have a stop like just past the roundabout that would be helpful for people like wanting to go to Target and for the park and ride and stuff. And then another stop, and then actually once it goes around the right-hand corner there at 19th Avenue, they could use the same stop that the 19 uses. And that would still, that would be the perfect transfer for the people getting on and off light rail to the 60. And then those same people could, or then that, when the bus leaves that stop, it could easily, between the stop there by the Chase Bank, just north of Montebello, it could easily get to the left lane to make that left turn. Of course, there's still going to have to be a left turn across the light rail, but the bottom line is that that route needs to cross the light rail anyway. So anyway, in my head, I think that would be a lot more efficient. It would put bus stops in places. It would service more people, and it would also get the 60 across that area faster for people that are trying to go past there from east of there to points west of there. Anyway, on that note, see, this is what I should be doing for a living. That should be my job. I shouldn't be chasing these stupid fucking warehouse jobs that, it's a third shift warehouse job, and then I find out on the second text message that it's a refrigerated warehouse that I'm not going to do. Anyway, I was going to talk about that, but here comes my bus. I'm going to wrap this up. I am going to talk about that, though. I want to read those text messages and share them with everybody, just to show how just generally out cold and impersonal and sort of misleading the process I'm going through with recruiters, which aren't even the actual people hiring. It's recruiting companies or maybe temp agencies trying to get people for these jobs, which I don't know. Obviously, I'm just not doing it right, but yeah, I just decided fuck the interview this morning. It was too difficult to get there on time, and then it's just like, more I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, I don't have what they want me to have. There's no way I'm really ready to do that, and this sounds like a shit job I don't want anyway. Anyway, I got to get my ass over the bus because it looks like those are homeless people, and I'm going to make sure I'm doing the funky chicken when the light changes and the bus is there to pick me up.